Hey folks, welcome back to Military Forces Unleashed. Today, we're strapping into one of the most rugged and relentless war machines ever built, the Sukhoi Su-25 Frogfoot. If you've ever wondered what happens when you take a flying tank, arm it to the teeth, and then throw it into the nastiest combat zones on Earth, you're in for a treat. Buckle up, because this isn't just another history lesson. It's a deep dive into why the Frogfoot is still kicking ass decades after its debut. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine being a Russian pilot during the Cold War. Your mission? Fly low over enemy territory, dodge anti-aircraft fire, bombs, and missiles, all while delivering precision strikes that leave your adversary scrambling. Oh, and by the way, you're doing this in an aircraft so tough it could probably survive a direct hit from a surface-to-air missile. Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly what the Su-25 Frogfoot was designed to do, and trust me, it does it well. While stealthy fighters like the F-35 dominate modern headlines, the Su-25 proves that sometimes the best artist of war is the one who simply doesn't care about being seen. So why has this brute force machine outlasted nearly every other close air support aircraft of its era? Stick around, because we're about to find out. To understand the Su-25, you need to go back to the late 1960s and early 1970s, a time when NATO and the Soviet Union were locked in a deadly arms race. While the US was busy developing the A-10 Thunderbolt II, better known as the Warthog, the Soviets realized they needed their own answer to the problem of close air support. Enter the Sukhoi Design Bureau, tasked with creating something that could operate at low altitudes, absorb punishment, and deliver devastating firepower. The result? A stubby, heavily armored jet that looked more like a flying brick than a sleek fighter plane. Nicknamed Grach, Rook by the Russians, and Frogfoot by NATO, the Su-25 first flew in 1975 and officially entered service in 1984. Unlike its American counterpart, which prioritized loitering time and massive payloads, the Frogfoot focused on speed, survivability, and versatility. It wasn't glamorous, but boy was it effective. If there's one thing that cements an aircraft's legacy, it's surviving the brutal crucible of war. And nothing tested the Su-25 quite like the Soviet-Afghan War. Deployed in large numbers starting in 1981, the Frogfoot quickly became the go-to platform for hitting Mujahideen guerrillas hiding in the mountains. Armed with bombs, rockets, and a fearsome GSH-32 30mm cannon, the Su-25 earned a reputation for turning entrenched positions into smoking craters. But don't think it had it easy. Afghan rebels were armed with Stinger missiles supplied by the CIA, making life hell for Soviet pilots. Yet, even under intense pressure, the Su-25 proved remarkably resilient. Its titanium-armored cockpit, capable of withstanding 23mm rounds, saved countless lives. By the end of the conflict, the Frogfoot had cemented itself as a symbol of Soviet ingenuity and stubbornness. During the Soviet-Afghan War, 1979 to 1989, the Su-25 conducted over 60,000 sorties, despite facing heavy resistance from Stinger missile-equipped Mujahideen fighters. One look at the Su-25, and you'll notice it doesn't exactly scream stealth. Instead, it screams, "I'm here to kick your ass." With a thick layer of titanium armor surrounding the cockpit and critical systems, the Frogfoot is built to take hits and keep flying. Pilots have reported returning to base riddled with bullet holes and missing chunks of wing, only to land safely thanks to the aircraft's robust design. Its engines are positioned above the wings to minimize the risk of debris ingestion during takeoff and landing on rough, improvised airstrips, a design choice aligned with NATO's requirements for rugged operational environments. This placement not only improves durability, but also gives the Su-25 excellent short-field performance, allowing it to operate from rough, improvised airstrips. Now let's talk firepower. The Su-25 can carry up to 4,400 kilograms, 9,700 pounds of ordnance across 10 hardpoints. From dumb bombs and cluster munitions to guided rockets and air-to-surface missiles, the Frogfoot is a walking arsenal. Its piece de resistance, the GSH-30-2 autocannon, mounted in the nose. Firing 30mm rounds at a blistering rate of 3,000 per minute, this gun can shred tanks, bunkers, and anything else unlucky enough to be in its sights. And unlike some jets that require delicate handling, the Su-25 is surprisingly forgiving. Its straight wings provide exceptional lift at low speeds, making it ideal for strafing runs and pinpoint attacks. In short, if you're on the receiving end of a Frogfoot strike, you're facing overwhelming odds. In an age where cutting-edge fighters like the F-35 dominate headlines, it's easy to overlook simpler platforms like the Su-25. But simplicity is often its greatest strength. Unlike maintenance-hungry fifth-generation jets, the Frogfoot is relatively cheap to operate and easy to repair. Need new parts? No problem. They're widely available and affordable. Got a busted engine? Swap it out in hours instead of days. This reliability makes the Su-25 a favorite among nations with limited resources. Countries like Georgia, Iraq, and Sudan have all used the Frogfoot to great effect, proving that sometimes old-school brute force beats flashy tech any day. Of course, no aircraft survives for decades without evolving. Modern variants of the Su-25, such as the Su-25 SM-3, come equipped with advanced avionics, targeting pods, and electronic warfare suites. These upgrades allow the Frogfoot to integrate seamlessly with modern battle networks, ensuring it remains relevant in today's high-tech conflicts. Even better, recent models now sport improved countermeasures against man-pads, man-portable air defense systems. Given how prevalent these shoulder-fired missiles are in modern warfare, this upgrade alone extends the Su-25's lifespan significantly. When Russia invaded Chechnya in the 1990s, the Su-25 found itself in yet another brutal conflict. Operating in dense urban environments, the Frogfoot excelled at destroying fortified buildings and vehicle columns, though its reliance on unguided munitions often led to significant collateral damage. Its ability to loiter overhead for extended periods allowed ground forces to call in strikes with pinpoint accuracy, a feat that would later inspire similar tactics in Syria. Fast forward to 2015, and the Su-25 once again took center stage, this time in Syria. Facing ISIS and various rebel groups, Russian operators pushed the Frogfoot to its limits. From carpet bombing enemy supply lines to providing real-time CAS, close air support, the Su-25 proved indispensable. Perhaps most impressively, it did all this despite facing sophisticated anti-air defenses, including man-pads and radar-guided SAMs. Tragically, the Syrian campaign also highlighted the Su-25's vulnerabilities. In February 2018, a Syrian rebel group shot down an Su-25 using a Stinger missile. The pilot ejected, but was ultimately killed during a desperate firefight on the ground. Still, the fact that he managed to evade capture for several hours speaks volumes about both his skill and the Frogfoot's ability to get him out alive. There's no denying the Su-25's strengths. Its unmatched durability, ease of maintenance, and sheer versatility make it a workhorse for any military lucky enough to field it. Whether you're bombing insurgents in Afghanistan or supporting mechanized units in Ukraine, the Frogfoot delivers results. Plus, its affordability ensures it won't break the bank, a crucial factor for cash-strapped militaries. That said, the Su-25 isn't perfect. For starters, its lack of stealth makes it vulnerable to advanced air defense systems. While upgrades have mitigated this somewhat, it's still no match for top-tier SAMs like the Patriot or S-400. Additionally, while its subsonic speed and moderate range make it less suited for deep penetration missions in highly contested airspace, the Su-25 remains effective in permissive or semi-permissive environments. At its core, the Sukhoi Su-25 Frogfoot embodies everything that makes military aviation fascinating. It's not the fastest or the most advanced, but its rugged design and unparalleled survivability make it one of the most reliable close air support platforms ever built. So next time you hear someone dismiss the Su-25 as outdated, remember this: in a world obsessed with cutting-edge tech, there's still room for a flying tank that refuses to quit. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Su-25 Frogfoot, smash that like button and drop a comment below. Which legendary aircraft should we cover next? Maybe the MiG-21 or the Harrier jump jet? Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious and stay unleashed. Thanks for tuning in to Military Forces Unleashed. Your support keeps this channel soaring higher than ever. See you soon as we explore another thrilling chapter in military history.